Good evening, internets. It's me, DP Knudten, for another edition of Bookward Bound, my 301-day journey from I should really do this to done. And that done is the creation of a brand new book by January 1st, 2021. And you've already seen what it looks like. It looks just like this. It's called Nonfiction Brand. Discover, craft, and communicate the completely true, completely you brand you already are. Yep. I've already designed the cover because I truly believe you got to see it to be it. Well, in this case, if I want to actually have a book B, I better have a book C in the form of me looking at that cover design so that I can actually get this thing going. And I've been doing this for, I don't know, 180 days now, consecutively. Let's see, hold on. I did the calculation. Yeah, 181 days consecutively so far, with the exception of a couple of days where I was sick as a dog. But literally since Friday, March 5th of 2020, I've been coming live every single night, with the exception of two, to actually progress my book forward in one form or another. And that form can be that progression forward can be in the form of writing, editing, proofreading, designing, outlining, mind mapping, all that stuff. And the bottom line is it can be anything as long as it moves the book forward. And that's exactly what I'm doing here tonight. So the question is, what am I doing tonight? And I'll be honest, it's a little bit of a rougher night. Not terribly rough, but a little bit rougher. Hold on, I got a lighting problem here. Oh, just went on. I dropped off my second oldest at college today. And am I feeling sad? No, not really sad, but really excited for her because she's been stuck at home because of COVID. Her freshman year, second semester was totally screwed up by COVID. So getting her back on campus, I think is the best thing for her. And it's certainly going to make our house a little bit more easy to deal with, if you know what I mean. But that said, that meant a 8-hour trip, 4 hours one way, 4 hours back today, plus a lot of loading in of stuff. So I don't know how much productivity I'm going to actually get done on this today. But hold on, I just want to see if this is working right. Oh, yeah, there we go. That said, I'm just checking to make sure that Restream.io is, in fact, restreaming this live out to my various settings, because it's not there. Anyway, so what am I doing today? I'm looking at the book. So I'm going to take you over to the application I'm using to actually write the book, and it's called Scrivener. And it looks something like this. So you see this thing right there? This is the big window where you do the majority of the writing of the book. And then over here is where you can have sections or chapters or however you want to organize your book all figured out. And you can do things like color code. So the colored flags I need to worry about here are not the blue ones, are not the green ones. There's one yellow one down at the back. It's the red ones that are scaring me, because these are the sections I need to write. And some of these sections are based on people I'm interviewing for the Nonfiction Brand podcast, and I haven't necessarily done the interviews. Or in the case of this one down here, Christian Small, 191 days that inspired 301. I'm actually going to be editing the podcast interview I just did this past week, or last week, with Christian Small, who is a golf pro, a golf coach based in Sydney, Australia. And he did something that's really, really cool. So maybe I should write about this. I think I will, and I think I know what I want to write. So I am going to write. So strike while the iron's hot. If you've got an idea, go with it. Have you ever heard a story that not only captured your attention, but fired up your imagination. Imagination to the point where I should do something like that some day becomes I'm doing starting something exactly like that today. That's exactly what happened to me when I heard a story from my friend Todd Austin, the same one, the same dude written about earlier in this book while at Social Media Marketing World in 2020. March of 2020. Todd, in passing, mentioned that a friend, golf pro friend of his had just finished a pretty amazing self-challenge, self-imposed challenge, all because he really wanted to see if he could qualify for the Australian Open golf tournament. The only other thing that certainly piqued my interest, what I next took that heated that interest up to a white hot level. Not in order to prepare to qualify this guy, this golf pro named Christian Small, decided to do a daily social media post every day for 191 days. What do we want to call it? Social media every day for 100. Documenting the work he was doing to prepare for the event. That, to me, was just so cool and daunting and memorable. So much so that, that after returning what do we want to call it? After returning from San Diego, so much so that after returning from San Diego, from the event in San Diego, immediately, oh my God, I think fall allergies are starting. I really do. Because my nose is starting to go a little nuts here. I immediately followed Christian's example. I immediately followed Christian's example by starting 301 day live stream video documentary on the conception, designing, writing, formatting, and self-publishing of the very book you hold in your hands. And for that I can't thank and curse Christian Small enough. Not content with the fragmentary information Todd was able to supply regarding Christians Australian open journey reached out to the man himself for the full story, complete with a deeper look into the blood, sweat, and I don't want to say tears. I want to make it a golf pun. So what do you do, Chip? The blood, sweat, and how about tease? Tears, tease. Close. Blood, sweat, and tease involved in sharing his experience online via social. And find out if he did, in fact, qualify for the tournament. The long story short, Christian didn't qualify, but boy, did he ever inspire. Yeah, that's good. All right. Feeling good about this. Feeling good. But boy, did he ever inspire. All right. So, where are we? We're about 17 minutes in on this thing. That's cool. Yep. I'm just making sure that my monitors are working. And this is actually going out. And by the way, a little bit of Kirkland Irish whiskey to prime the pump. But boy, did he ever inspire. All right, so as I was starting to say, before I had to remember what I was actually saying, this is a good start on this. 300 words, that's a page in the book. And I'm going to get a photo of him, I hope. Yeah, I think I can ask him for a photo. And then tomorrow, I'm actually going to be editing the podcast with Christian on it. So I'll be going through and I'm going to look for pull quotes that I can take like a whole section and plug it into this section and cite the fact that he's in episode 107 of the Nonfiction Brand podcast and include a lot of the detail that he talked about during that podcast recording session, because the more I heard about the story, the more I'm going, wow, you're kidding me. And he's got some great stories. I mean, and actually, I got to make note of that. An inbound job offer in the time of COVID. Damn. Serious? Seriously. So that'll be a section because, yeah, he actually got an inbound job offer in the time of COVID-19. Seriously, as a golf pro. As a golf pro. That's just, I'm just making a note of what I want to talk about tomorrow or write about tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, and I think I'm done for tonight. You know, it's been a long day, but I'm really glad I came down here because I started a brand new section that I've been kind of dreading. And now I'm getting kind of excited about it, because that's one of the things about writing. If you think about writing, that is the most painful thing in the world. But if you just sit down and, in my case, put your hands on the home row of keys, ASDF, JKL, semicolon, and start typing, it's like something happens here that then travels up my arms and in through my nervous system into my brain that says, okay, let's actually do some writing, not just typing. And things really start happening. And that's the cool thing. If I think about it upstairs going, gosh, I really should write something, nothing gets done. If I come down here, even reluctantly, and sit down in this chair, even reluctantly, and put my fingers on the keys, even reluctantly, after about 2 minutes, I'm going to be going from typing to writing, and then writing and getting excited. And then all of a sudden I look down and go, wow, I've got a whole page done. Or maybe I've got a whole section done. Or maybe I've come up with 5 new ideas for stuff I want to do. And that happens because I'm not thinking about doing it. I'm actually doing it. Big, huge difference. So I guess that might be a nice way to close off tonight, is with that mini lesson, which is, it's not about thinking it. It's about doing it, even if you don't want to do it. It's always better to do it. The old Woody Allen saying, 80% of life is just showing up, or 80% of success is just showing up. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, but very true. And that's what I did tonight. I came, I saw, I started typing, the typing turned to writing, and now all of a sudden I've got another full page in the book. Not bad for a night where I really didn't feel like I was going to get much done. So let that be a lesson to you, and also let me thank you for helping make me get my sorry butt down here in my chair writing this book. Because if it weren't for you, I probably wouldn't be doing it. I'd find some excuse not to do it. But I made a commitment to you, so I'm keeping that commitment. And I want to thank you very much for making me keep that commitment. I'm DP Knudten, D for David, P for Paul, Knudten for Knudten. And I want to thank you and invite you to listen to the Nonfiction Brand podcast, which comes out every single Monday morning at 3 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time right now. And episode 107 is coming out on Monday with Christian Small, the guy I wrote about tonight, talking about his incredible story on how he decided to try to qualify for the Australian Open, and he was going to do it by documenting his journey via social media for 191 days. Incredible story, really great interview with a really fun guy, interesting guy, inspiring guy. So check that out on Monday. Until then, I want to thank you again for helping me with this, and I'll see you tomorrow. But before I go, I got to invite one person or one entity to join the live stream, because they are the ones who always make me feel great about ending this live stream. And that is my theme music. Theme music. Take it on out. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.